Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rebuild It. This week we continue on with the T2 and hopefully get the interior installed, which is what we've been trying for quite a while now. And we've had some really cool things happen this week between the last episode and this one. And the biggest being that we hit our 1,000 sub mark.
Woo! Finally, it has taken us 2.5 years to get to this point. And whenever we first started this channel, I don't think we had any idea what we were in for. And so we just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching and for subscribing, and for all of you Solstice Forum guys especially. Thanks so much for sharing us on the forum and talking about us and making sure that our videos get out there.
So in honor of this 1,000 subs, we got a commemorative limited edition t-shirt. On the front of our shirts, we've got the T2 with the little 1K logo on there. And these are all designed by Andy, who's a graphic designer by trade. And in the back, we have our logo sideways, which is made up of all the cars we've ever done on the channel. So I thought that was a really clever way that he did that, and it turned out really good. So we're going to give one of these away to one of our subscribers. And at the end of the video, we'll tell you the code word to put down in the comments, and you'll be entered to win. Alright guys, so I think today I'm going to go ahead, since I have these new wheel liners in, I'm going to go ahead and get the bumper off and see what's going on behind there, because it's kind of like that. I think it's been hit by the forklift drivers on the co-park, pushed in, so there's like that's cracked, and these pieces right here were all broken, so it's like this bumper was pushed forward, and you know, it just cracked stuff around the screws, so that's why I went ahead and ordered those. It's the same way on the other side. And so Mike is gonna work on the bumper, trying to fix that spot right there and then blend the yellow in so that we don't mess with these decals, since they're not anymore available. So we'll take that off and get it disassembled and get it to him, and then also put in our new wheel well liners. And while we're in there, we'll look and see if there's any damage back up behind there. Okay, so while I'm working under here, it's going to be back with the black hands again, because everything in here is still smoke. The caliper are all smoky. We'll have to go through and clean all this stuff. You can see how the GXP version, it's a duct coming from the front bumper that'll cool the brakes. That's different than the regular Solstice. Okay, so that reveals more smoke. Just look at all that. So once I get the bumper off, where I'm not working in water, I'll get the pressure washer back out here and a big bucket of soap and water, and we'll get all this cleaned up. Alright, time to pressure wash. We'll start over here and see what we can wash, and I'll probably have to treat all that aluminum stuff with some brightener to get all of it off, but we'll see. Well, that makes a huge difference. That boot is blue. Shock's yellow. And these things were just completely black. So I'll probably still go ahead and treat that aluminum stuff, even though it mostly came off. Try to get this stuff right here off with some brightener. Since I've got all this off, I might as well do it. And so get all that down there. Caliper, just spray stuff and let it soak a minute and wash it off. Right, so that stuff really works. It looks nice and clean. So once this dries, we'll be ready to put the fender liner back in. All right, so I went ahead while I'm cleaning and got this rear tire off. And you can see how disgustingly smoky everything is back here too. So I'll do the same thing. If anybody ever thinks about buying a burn car, I mean, it's just a lot of cleaning. So we'll clean this up, see what it looks like. I also got the cover and the little insulator cover off of that too, and cleaned all that. So the engine part's done. I think that's all cleaning I'm going to do on there. All right, there it is, all nice and clean. Amazing what it how it cleans up. Even the insides of these wheels are just, they were all completely black. Cleaned all that up. I got that little fender back on, got it all lined up really good with the hood. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull that wheel back off and get the fender liner put back on. Do the same thing to the other side. We're really kind of stuck waiting on parts on here. So I'm waiting on trying to find a guy that's got a what they call the boomerang, the dash part that goes around the gauges, and the cup holder. And so once those two things are in, I can put the interior back together, and then it'll just be waiting on the bumper to get repainted. So I might check with Mike and see exactly what his time frame is. If it's going to be weeks, then I might go ahead and put the bumper back on and go ahead and get it inspected and licensed and all that, and then take him the bumper after it's all finished. Hey guys, it's Mark and Paul here again on the way to get another vehicle, and this time is not a rebuild vehicle. This is a parts car. Since we're doing 2 Solstices, I just figured it would be cheaper to get a parts car. We need stuff for the interior, we need some wheels, we need a door, we need a few other things. And I bought this one on Copart for I think $975. It's a non-runner. It's got a smashed front on it. I'm not going to do talk about it a whole lot on the video or show a whole lot just because it's a parts car, but it should be interesting. We had to go farther than I wanted to. We're going all the way to Chicago, which is about 6.5 hours or so from where we're from. So it's a long trip, but hopefully when we get it back, we'll have everything we need to finish the T2 and the coupe. And for those of you that think I don't know how to drive, because Paul is always the one driving in every one of these videos, I do know how to drive, but I always shoot the film while I'm on this side so I can think and talk at the same time. So here we are at Copart. What's that, Paul, in that car right there?
Bullet holes.
There's the burn section. Oh, man.
That is the burn section.
Well, we got our car loaded, and here's the damage. This is, like I said, a parts car, so take the good stuff off of it and use it on, like the wheels are in really good shape, and it's got new tires. So I don't see any scuffs on the wheels or anything, so I can use all of them on the coupe. And this door I needed on the coupe, but it's got this right here, but that's repairable. Top looks good. So here's the inside, pretty trashed, but the dash is like perfecto, and oh man, that's not the dash I need. Bummer. Mine has another hole there, so I'm gonna have to still get the dash somewhere else. All right, so I finally have all the stuff here to get the interior put back together on the T2. I showed you that the dash was not the same. This dash is in really good shape too. It's a shame that it's missing a buttonhole. So you can see up there, there's those 3 little buttons. And the one we need has 4 holes. So this is the one I got. I found the guy that was parting out a Solstice and he shipped it to me. He's a super nice guy, and came came from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've got the buttons that came in it, and then I've ordered replacement buttons that are known to be problematic, like the trunk lid button that goes in the glove box area. So I ordered a new one of those because those always fail. And I ordered a new fog light button because those always fail. So we'll replace those with the new ones. And then I ordered a new power port spot. They're right here because I usually tear those up getting them out of the old one. And this also has a really nice gauge trim area. Mine was really bad shape on the T2 just from the smoke. So, and this one also has a really good airbag that's like, I think there's still a little bit of smoke that you can see on the one on the T2, so I probably will replace it with this one. And also it's got a good handle. If I can try to get it off without destroying it, it's just almost impossible. But maybe if I look at the other one, see exactly where the tabs are, I might be able to figure it out how to do it without breaking all the tabs. But anyway, let's clean this out and get the parts we need out of it, and then we'll put our dash all back together and get it put back in the T2. Okay, so to get to this other side, I had to do a little sawzall work. Had to cut that off right there so I could get this pulled out. Then I get to the bolt so I could open this door so we could actually get the stuff out of the interior. So now it's the first time we can open it up all the way. We need this door, and it's got damage right here. It's pretty, I think we can beat it out, and if I can't do it, Mike can. But it'll take some time to get that straight, but everything else on the door looks really good. Check this out, guys. I thought the paint looked awful good on this Solstice. I mean, there's no scratches anywhere on it, and actually the orange peel is not bad on it either, but this thing was just painted. It was a Mako job, but check it out. End date was April the 15th. And there's the receipt for when it was painted. So the whole car was just painted and wrecked within like a month or two after that, because I think this came into Copart on June 3rd. So you only got to drive it for like a month or month and a half or so before it was wrecked. It's sad. Okay, the next thing I want to try to get off is the dreaded handle. The grab handle always snaps all the tabs. So if you can see the one I've got here, this is the one that all the tabs are broke. There's 3 on each side. I think I need to come in this side and pry up on the side, the passenger side. I pry up on that, then it'll come out over this little thing here. Maybe it won't break, but I'd say it's a 1 in a million shot. So check it out, boys. No broken tabs. I wouldn't say that I could do it again, but I did it once. So that's the very last thing you put on when we put it back together, because we do not want to have to take it off again. Okay, I think that's everything we need on this side. And check out this airbag. I mean, this thing looks new. Remember how rusty that other one was? So I'm definitely going to replace the T2 one with this one. I'll make sure it's the same number and everything. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the fast moving cup holder. Fast moving, but nice and clean. Okay, so on the airbag, I went ahead and took the cover off of my old one. It's got the, you can see the smoke damage on there and just kind of how it's rusty. And I'm going to put it on this one. I'm sure they're supposed to be the same color, but I want to make sure it matches the dash exactly. You can see how nice and shiny and clean this one is. So go ahead and take that off. We'll swap them. And then we will start putting all the buttons in the dash. And before we actually snap it in, I want to test all the buttons and make sure everything is good before we actually snap it in, so we don't have to take it back out and take a chance on breaking tabs. I've got everything plugged up, so now I think it's time to start it up, and then we'll see if everything works. Now the fog lights are not, the bumper's off, so the fog lights can't come on, but maybe this light will come on. Let's make sure we got power. It does that every time the battery's been off for a while, I don't know why. Let's check traction control. Push the button. Let's see if traction control, I don't know where it shows, but yeah, traction off, okay. Competitive mode, whoa. Pushing it twice puts it in competitive mode. And then here is fog lights. Light comes on, but there's no lights hooked up, so it's good. Hazards. Good. This is the dim and bright. Okay, so that's working. Let's get our AC on. Heard a kick on, heard a compressor. So that's good. I think that is it, guys. I think we're ready to snap this thing back together. Oh, I'm gonna try the power here. Let's make sure we've got extra power. We'll grab a plug. So here is our little power port. All right, got a light. I don't know if you can see that or not. So we are good. Now I'll snap all this back in and go on to the next stage. All right, well, it's about dark out here, but I have the dash back in. Everything looks good. So I gotta put all the air ducts back in. All right, so we got the air ducts installed. And while I'm here at the gauge cluster, that reminds me, we had some people in the comment section talking about the way we installed the BCM and my soldering job and the new gauge cluster and all that, and weren't sure if what we did with the mileage was correct. So we went ahead and ran a CarFax, and check it out, boys. 17,000, so it is correct. So what we did was right, and logic dictated our actions in that, and so it worked. So now we have proof of the mileage, and also found out a bunch of other cool stuff on the CarFax. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. Thanks guys for watching this episode of Rebuild It. We really appreciate it, and hopefully next week we will be on the finale of this T2, because I feel that we're getting close to that. What do you think?
I think we're getting pretty close.
So if you would like a one of these awesome commemorative T2 t-shirts, just put down in the comment section below 1K, that's the code word, and you'll be entered to win. We just ask that you have USA only addresses. And thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you would down below, and make sure you share it with your friends, and we'll see you next week.
Smash that subscribe button.
And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.